And what you're expecting for the new year for markets.
Pretty much 2022 was a re-rating affair. It was the markets adjusting to a new higher level of interest rates on, the Fed's tightening. 2023 will be when we see the fallout from those rate hikes in the economy.
I think interest rates are playing a huge factor, and they're going to continue to play a huge factor into 2023.
2022 has been a roller coaster ride. I mean, we have seen interest rates spiked and unprecedented rate hikes since 1950 for a total of 425 basis points in 2022 alone. Crypto prices have been volatile, and there is big fear among the investors. To conclude, there is a lot of uncertainty and fear about the future. So what does the overall market look like for 2023? Worry not, as the new year blooms, Cathie Wood has shared her market outlook for 2023. As we talk about market outlook, one of the biggest questions on everyone's mind is whether or not it's time to invest. Stay tuned, as Cathie Wood has also shared her view on whether this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity or not. For more videos on crypto and market outlook, be sure to subscribe to my channel. You can also hit that bell icon to never miss any video. Let's dive into the video.
This year has been the most difficult year of my career, worse than 08-09, and I would venture to say that it has been the most difficult year of many investors' career. The market is waiting for the Fed, and we think the Fed's rhetoric will change first, and then its actions will change. And we think that's all going to take place in 2023. We believe that the leading indicator, correctly, is inflation, and it has peaked. The inflation rate has peaked. Almost every measure of inflation has peaked. Most of those metrics peaking out in March or June of this year, in the first or the second quarter. So typically, that's a good thing for innovation. But as I just mentioned, I think the market is so skittish and has been so terrorized by the most rapid increase in interest rates ever. We have never seen an 18-fold increase in interest rates within 1 year. It has truly terrorized the markets. And I think that the fear is palpable. We have an incredible amount of fear in the market, and that actually is the best time to average into these markets. And yet investors are doing the opposite of what they did during the late 90s. They're running away, running for the hills, running for their benchmarks. And we think that innovation is going to pose a problem for the benchmarks. So you bet we think innovation is going to work. We think it's going to work in a big way. We are ready for prime time.
The crypto industry has not been in its finest moment, for sure. Cathie Wood understands that 2022 hasn't been that bright, especially for investors. Billions of money has been stolen, lost, and became zero. The cloud of fear has covered the markets. Still, she thinks it's still prime time for investors. Do you agree with her? Is it a good time to invest? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Cathie Wood understands that investors seem hesitant to invest for long-term growth. Let's get into the next clip to know why she believes now is the once-in-a-century lifetime opportunity.
Innovation solves problems. And we have a lot more problems now, even more than during COVID. We have corporations now experiencing margin pressure. And we have individuals, consumers, perhaps worrying about their jobs. And when we get into a period like this, businesses and consumers are willing to change the way they do things. And they embrace innovative solutions to their problems. Now, this once in a century is not an understatement. We have not seen more innovation platforms evolve at the same time ever. The closest is about 100 years ago: telephone, electricity, and automobile. Interestingly, back then, we were just getting over a pandemic, the Spanish flu, and over a war, World War I. And at the same time, we were experiencing incredible innovation. And so very similar dynamics. And what happened? Inflation peaked in June of 1920 at 24%. And within 1 year, it was minus 15%. We think we're going to experience a mini version of that during the next year. And then what happened? We launched into the roaring 20s when the stock market had, I believe it was a compound annual rate of returns of 25% for the next 8 years. The roaring 20s, we think we have a setup here for the roaring 20s, and it is all around innovation.
Cathie Wood strongly believes innovation solves problems, and the crypto industry is the future. A lot depends on what happens in the next few years. 2023 is shaping up to be a crucial year. Only time will tell what the future holds for the crypto industry, but she seems to be optimistic. According to her, we've seen industries go through similar cycles before, and usually they do come back stronger than ever. The market is cyclical, and investors must be prepared for the downturns as well as the upturns. It is in the darkest hours that the strongest foundations are laid. Before jumping ahead in the next clip, be sure to like and share.
It is darkest before the dawn, and the best time to invest, according to Warren Buffett and the great investors of our time and of all time, is when there is so-called blood in the street. It's a crude saying, but it means when markets are deeply into bear territory. You should have, there's a cycle of fear and greed, and both are healthy. The fear should occur at the top of cycles, taking profits, and the so-called greed part of that dynamic should occur at the bottom of cycles. And surely after maybe an 80% reduction in, on average, in our various strategies, we are closer to the bottom, certainly, than to the top, as we were in February 2021. Then we said, spare some powder. Now we would say, continue to average in with that powder.
The crypto industry is in the midst of a bear market that has seen the total market value of all digital assets decline by more than 80% from its all-time high. Bitcoin has itself lost over 60% of its value in 2022. Despite the dire market conditions, Cathie believes that it is time to start accumulating digital assets again. Investors must be patient and be prepared to weather the storm. Those who are patient and invest now will be rewarded when the market recovers. Now is the time to invest in the crypto industry, as it's expected to reach new heights in the coming years. Let's get into the next clip to see more of what Cathie Wood has to say regarding the 2023 market outlook.
We know that we're getting a lot of deflationary signals, but the Fed isn't really buying into that yet. We think that the bond market, though, will start to convince the Fed. So the bond market is telegraphing either much lower than inflation, lower than expected inflation, or recession, or both. And we've seen the 10-year Treasury bond yield drop from 4.25 to 3. It got down to 3.45. It's around 3.6 right now. So that doesn't leave very much room. If you assume that the long bond is kind of a proxy for how fast nominal GDP will grow, it doesn't leave enough room for much growth and inflation. And we also know that the market always leads the Fed. And I think the bond market is speaking very loudly. Jeff Gundlach, very interestingly, Double Line's famous bond investor, very, very successful. He has made the point, okay, it does look like inflation's coming down. Why is it going to stop at 2%? And we would agree with that. We're seeing a lot of deflation in the pipeline. Commodity prices, discounts at retail during the holiday season to clean the shelves of massive inventories. So we think that's going to show through in terms of inflation. And very importantly, housing has taken it on the chin this year. Usually the Fed is very sensitive to that. Autos as well. They really went nowhere, and now used car pricing is down 14% on a year-over-year basis. So inflation will come down, and innovation actually is going to be part of that equation.
Cathie even tweeted earlier, quote, "The bond market seems to be signaling that the Fed is making a serious mistake," end quote. That's all for now from Cathie Wood regarding the 2023 market outlook. It is, however, unclear when the Fed would decide to pull its foot off the throttle and slow the pace and intensity of rate hikes. So, what does the 2023 U.S. economy look like to you? Will the Fed keep increasing basis points? Or can we see some relief there? Can Bitcoin fall more? Is it a good time to invest? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel for more updates on the crypto and market. You can also hit that bell icon to never miss out on any video. Also, don't forget to like and share and comment. I'll see you guys in my next video. Adios, and thanks for watching.